When I look at all of you and think back to experiences like Success Academy, homecoming, field trips, senior unity day, I realize a couple of things. We've all been incredibly privileged with amazing opportunities. No two people are affected by an experience in the same way, and I imagine myself much taller in my flashbacks. Yes, we will all remember pep rallies, prom, parades, and performances for the rest of our lives, and all those P words are great, but it is another P word that will determine the way in which we will remember them: perspective. I always try to see situations not only through my own eyes, but also through the eyes of other people, which answers many questions. When I attended Success Academy as a new student, I thought about what it would be like to have gone to North Broward since kindergarten, which helped me understand why those students didn't seem very confused about where they were going, and complained a lot about not having Edline anymore. I thought about what it would be like being my first week in a completely new country, which explained why residential students might have been a tad nervous. And I also thought about what it would be like to be an administrator, and realized that if I were the high school principal, the stress would probably cause me to rip out all of my hair. I believe that the failure to change our point of view is the cause of a majority of the problems in the world and in our own lives. Just think about how much data we all could have saved if we didn't spend a week arguing over the color of a dress. We could have easily ended the debate by accepting the fact that people's eyes just work differently, even though it was obviously black and blue. I promise you that life would be a lot better if we didn't spend a majority of it disagreeing with and judging other people. After getting to know most of you, I'm confident in saying that we all plan on not just succeeding, but on setting new standards. Having control over your perspective is what I believe will allow us to push the envelope. Sometimes we fail to recognize that we need to be in the envelope before we can push the envelope. What I mean by this is that we need to familiarize ourselves with the existing knowledge and skill set of a particular area to gain a sense of the way others already look at whatever that area may be. Build for yourself a platform of information and imitate role models who have different perspectives. Imitation itself is something people have very differing perspectives on. Many people view imitation as making fun of someone or offensive, but the more positive view, and the way I look at it, is that imitation is the greatest form of flattery, because it helps me to understand people better by placing myself in their shoes, or vocal cords. Because we all know that limits, bridges, in the butterfly story are not really as meaningful if they're not so even fine. Choose your role models carefully. Imitate what works as a foundation to build on, and from there, create and grow in your own new direction. The willingness to change your perspective gives you the power to create meaning out of things that may appear meaningless. But more importantly, this willingness gives you the power to create positivity out of situations that appear negative. As the front of your program said, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. And to me, invention requires a unique perspective. Tomorrow will be the last time we are all together as a class, and then we will move on to our own lives with our own goals. Will you approach them with fear of the unknown? Or will you leap into your future with curiosity and positivity? Thank you all so much for allowing me to be your representative for the last couple of years. It has been an honor and a privilege, and I know that the world is going to hear great things from the class of 2016. Rep the prep. Lori out. Now, Ms. Julia Kiffel.